Well, hello and welcome to Everything You've Learned About Dating and Relationships is Wrong. My name is Jonathan Aslay, and I'm a personal development coach specializing in dating and relationships for those folks who are in midlife. And if you want to know what midlife is, it's after baby making years and before retirement. So if you're 42 or 69, you're in the right spot. And our topic today, why men don't value women. All right, kind of a racy title, probably agitates and triggers some of you. And let me tell you where this came about. Recently, a woman wrote me and said, a man doesn't value what he doesn't earn. And this is one of the reasons why she believes that a woman should lean back, play hard to get, because when he earns her, he will value her. And this is another reason why this idea of the chase, why men love the hunt, they love the chase, is because there's this concept that they've earned a prize. And I'm here to tell you that is complete nonsense. Now, some of you might be agitated hearing that. So let's take it a step further. Well, if it's absolutely true, men value what they earn, meaning if a woman plays hard to get and a man gets her, he will value her and want to spend the rest of his life with that woman, and it's all perfect and it's going to be happily ever after. Now, if that's really true, then why do I hear comments like men are commitment phobic, men are emotionally unavailable, men are dysfunctional, men are this, men are that, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Well, they've earned this woman, so they must value her. They've earned it. They valued her. They wouldn't be commitment phobic and emotionally unavailable if they value her. This is why this is some of the crappy dating advice I hear, because sadly, most dating advice isn't really healthy relationship advice. We can't apply what it takes to get into that first stage of dating and apply that to relationship. Let me repeat that. Most basic dating advice is just how to get to a date and maybe a second date. That's the context of most dating advice. And sadly, we need to go a step further and a step further and a step further if you really want to be in a healthy relationship. And it requires being relationship ready. And we'll talk about that on another topic. Okay? So let's go back to, how does a man truly value a woman? Because clearly earning her isn't valuing anything. And I think of like my children, my sons, I have two boys who played video games a lot. And I remember when they played Halo and they worked so hard to get to level 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And they worked hard and they earned it. And then they got it and they got bored with it. And they were on to the next game, Grand Theft Auto, and they're on the next game, Napoleon Dynamite, whatever the name was. I don't know, of all the different video games out there. The only thing that we've ever earned really in life, think about it, I worked hard to get my college degree. I earned it. Okay, now I have a college degree. But a relationship is a much more complicated, complex thing. And we don't value it because we've earned it. And by the way, this concept, I've heard one woman say to me, well, I need to be wined and dined so he earns me. Okay? That's really unhealthy way of approaching a relationship. And if you follow my work, a relationship is a two-way street. Two people putting in equal effort, and when I say equal effort, comparatively equal effort into the process of getting to know one another. And so how do people really fall in love? How do they go deeper into intimacy? Well, sadly, most people believe that virtual communication is how they get there, meaning we can have texting conversations, email conversations, FaceTime, and that's how we create real deeper intimacy. And sadly, that's not true. The best way to create deeper connection and intimacy is through experience, through shared activities, through hobbies, through mutual interest, spending time with family and friends, overcoming obstacles, having conflicts and resolving them. That's how you go into deeper intimacy in a relationship. It requires these little building blocks to get there. And virtual connections won't make that happen. In fact, virtual connections are as a way to avoid deeper intimacy because you can feel disconnected from the person because they're not right in front of you. It's one of the reasons why long distance relationship is so fascinating to people, is that it allows them to be despondent, to be distant. It doesn't allow you to be intimate with a person, even though you might be sharing intimate conversations over the phone. That's not real intimacy. Intimacy happens when you're face to face, when you're belly to belly, when you're face to face. And I'm not talking sex, I'm talking vulnerability. So when you ask, how does a man value a woman? I'm going to tell you how that happens. It happens when that man or woman, because this is a two-way street, how a person values another person is through appreciation and gratitude. That is the moment you begin to value another person, when you appreciate and you are grateful for them in your life. Let that sink in for a second, because sadly, a lot of you don't get this. I'm sorry, I'm yelling, I'm agitated, I'm triggered. I'm triggered because I would really like to encourage people to get this. Two important things. They're really the same thing. Appreciation and gratitude is the same thing. That's how we value someone. That's the reason why we want to see them again and again and again. It has nothing to do with earning them, and that's just earning sex anyway. If you really, the hunt and chase is just to earn sex. It's not to earn deeper connection, deeper relationship, deeper intimacy. And so for the women who follow me, I really want to, I had to look at the clock for a second. For the women who follow me, I really want to encourage you to start thinking differently. You are the leader and container of the direction of the relationship. And I mean the forming of the relationship. Because men do a terrible job at this. Not all men, but most men. How do you do it? By suggesting social activities, hobbies, mutual interests to start to develop that deeper connection that happens through friendship along with really hot kissing and PDA. Okay? That's how you're going to create deeper connection. That's how you're going to create appreciation, because someone is looking forward to spending time with you. They're grateful to spend time with you because they feel safe. They feel safe to be able to be vulnerable with you. And it's really hard to create that connectivity over the phone. It happens when you're face to face. And by the way, for a lot of people, it's so hard to do it face to face. And that's why they're not able to go into deeper intimacy or deeper connection or relationship. And that's why they're not capable of valuing it, because they can't appreciate it until you actually spend belly-to-belly time with each other, face-to-face time. This idea of earning it, that's not how a man values a woman, or a woman value a man. You value someone you appreciate, you're grateful that they're in your life. And so let that be in your consciousness. Let that be the driving force of why you're putting yourself out there. Appreciation and gratitude. Please remember that. Well, I hope you found value in this video. As always, I'd like to create a conversation. Type in asking questions. You might have noticed I'm wearing a different shirt. Yeah, I'm wearing a different shirt. If you'd like to go deeper and you want to join my private group, go to jonathanaslay.com. There's a group called Midlife Love Mastery. Click the button. You'll be part of a wonderful membership group, a community of women where we talk on a regular basis. We have a private Facebook group. I get tons of videos for you. There's free calls each month. And if you want to talk to me privately, want to talk on the phone, then reach out. Ask for a session. We can talk about whether or not coaching is right for you. Either go to my website or drop me a message here and just ask to schedule a call. Like always, I want to thank you so much for participating. I'm going to send you off with a big, gigantic Jonathan Bear hug, wishing you a wonderful, super duper wonderful, fantastic day. Thanks a lot. Bye now.